Welcome back, children. In this session, we are going to start with the next topic, which is chemical formula. In this chapter, we are not only going to see the different rules for writing the chemical formula, but also understand how to read a chemical formula and find out the number of atoms and the number of molecules present when a particular chemical formula is given. Next topic is called chemical formula. Now this topic is relatively large. We are going to start with understanding what a chemical formula is. Okay. Now a chemical formula is the shorthand form of writing a molecule or a compound. Okay, so when you use symbols to write down the formula, to represent a molecule or a compound, then that representation of the compound or a molecule of a compound with the help of symbols is called chemical formula. Okay, now most common chemical formulae, I think you're very familiar with water. Water's chemical formula is H2O, and sodium chloride, its chemical formula is NaCl. We can define chemical formula as a molecule when a molecule of a substance or when a molecule of a compound is represented with the help of symbols, then that representation using the symbols is what is called its chemical formula. Okay, now there are certain rules about writing chemical formula. We are going to start with the term atomicity. What does atomicity mean? Atomicity, as you have studied in your class 8, atomicity is the number of atoms present in a molecule of a particular compound. Okay, so for example, the atomicity of most metals is 1. Why? Because metals can exist as a single atom. So if atomicity of any substance is 1, then you call it a monoatomic substance. Alright, so all metals like sodium, potassium, copper, iron, all of these are monoatomic. Non-metals cannot exist as a single atom. So they always need another non-metal to coexist. So hydrogen, oxygen, they have their formula as H2O2. Chlorine is Cl2, nitrogen is N2. All of these molecules have something in common. All of them have 2 atoms of the particular element. So hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine and nitrogen are diatomic in nature. Okay, so atomicity is basically the number of atoms of a particular element that are present in a compound. Alright, now how do we understanding a chemical formula or decoding a chemical formula? When you see a chemical formula like sodium chloride, yes, you need to understand by looking at the formula how many atoms of sodium are present and how many atoms of chlorine. So the first thing you should do is identify what elements are present. You can see that in sodium chloride we have Na and Cl symbols. So the elements present are sodium element and chlorine. But how many atoms of sodium? The number of atoms of each element would be written at the base of the symbol. If there is no number, we consider it to be 1. So Na 1 atom and chlorine 1 atom. So the number of atoms in sodium chloride are 1 atom of sodium and 1 atom of chlorine. Let's take another example. Now I'm writing a formula, calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide has the elements calcium Ca, O is for oxygen and H is hydrogen. If I count the number of atoms of each element, there's 1 atom of calcium and O and H are written inside the bracket. Can you see? But at the base of O there are no numbers. So we'll consider O will multiply the number 1 at the base of oxygen with the 2 outside. So the number of oxygen atoms is 2. Similarly, the number of hydrogen atoms is also going to be 1 at the base of hydrogen. If there is no number, we still consider it to be 1. 1 at the base of hydrogen and 2 on the outside. So the number of hydrogen atoms is also 2. Let's take one more example. We'll take the example of aluminium sulfate. Now aluminium sulfate has the formula Al2SO4 taken thrice. So Al2 means 2 atoms of aluminium, and SO4 is written inside the bracket, and outside the bracket at the base you can see the number 3, right? That means that these groups of atoms SO4 is a radical called sulfate. So sulfate is taken 3 times. So how many atoms of each element? First let's identify how many elements are there. There are 3 elements. There is aluminium, there is sulfur, and there is oxygen. Aluminium, there are 2 atoms of aluminium because at the base of Al symbol there is the number 2 written. How many atoms of sulfur are present? Now at the base of the element sulfur, the symbol, there is no number, so we'll consider it to be 1. But SO4 is written inside the bracket with 3 outside. So I will multiply 3 with 1. Okay, at the base of sulfur. So it becomes 3 into 1, 3 atoms of sulfur. Then I will take oxygen atom. How many oxygen atoms are there? 4. At the base of oxygen there is the number 4. Now I will multiply 4 with 3 and write 4 into 3, 12 atoms of oxygen. Sometimes you might come across chemical formula with numbers written in front of the formula. The number that is written in front of the formula suggests the number of molecules taken of that compound. NaCl, the name of the compound is sodium chloride. Okay. When NaCl is written just like that without any number at the front, in front of it, it means that it is 1 molecule of NaCl. If there is any number written before it, like 2, then that suggests that this is 2 molecules of sodium chloride. So in the first compound, sodium chloride, there are 4 atoms, there's 4 written in front of the NaCl compound, right? There is the number 4 written in front of NaCl. This 4 written at the base of the symbol. At the base of Na, there is no number written, suggesting that there is only 1 atom of sodium. So you will multiply 1 with 4 in front of it, giving you 4 atoms of sodium. And also the same thing you will repeat for chlorine. So at the base of chlorine there is no number. You will assume it to be 1 and multiply 1 with 4. So you've got 4 atoms of chlorine and 4 atoms of sodium. Similarly, you are going to take the number 1 in front of the compound CaOH taken twice and multiply that with 1 at the base of calcium. So there is only 1 atom. Usually we don't write this number 1 in front of a molecule. On not writing it, it means the same thing, that there is 1 molecule of calcium hydroxide. Okay, so 1 molecule of calcium hydroxide consists of 1 atom of calcium, 1 into 2 atoms of oxygen, and 1 into 2 atoms of hydrogen. Similarly, you are going to find out the number of atoms in the compound aluminium sulfate. There is a number 2 written in front of the molecule. Okay, so you are going to multiply each number of atoms with this number 2 and find out the total number of atoms. So you've got 2 into 2, 4 atoms of aluminium, 2 into 3, 6 atoms of sulfur, and For oxygen, you're going to multiply 4 into 3 first and then multiply 12. 4 into 3 is 12. Multiply 12 with 2, which is written in front of the molecule. Okay, so you've got 24 atoms of oxygen in aluminium sulfate. So what does it mean? It means that 4 molecules of sodium chloride, 1 molecule of calcium hydroxide, 2 molecules of aluminium sulfate. You have done a very similar exercise in your class 8. I am just repeating the same exercise here so that if anybody has any kind of doubt as to how many atoms are present in a certain compound, they can quickly look at this and understand. The next topic that we will look at in chemical formula is the most common compounds and their chemical formula. Okay. Now the most common compounds and their chemical formula is already listed in your textbook and it's present on page number 5. So there are a lot of compounds mentioned on page number 5 along with the elements present in the compound and its chemical formula. Okay, now you are going to go through all of these compounds on your own. Okay, some of the compounds are going to be repeated eventually later in the other chapters. So I would suggest you to go through all of these examples and the entire list of compounds on your own, because eventually you are going to learn and come across several of these compounds in different chapters. So to at least know their name, compound's name and the formula, it will basically help you in understanding what elements are present. Okay, now in the next topic we are going to discuss, in the next video we are going to discuss the steps of writing a chemical formula for most ionic compounds by using the crisscross method. Okay, so we will learn the crisscross method in the next video, and till then all of you take care, and please make sure that all of you are studying at least a little bit every single day. But most of all, take care of your health, be happy and stay safe. Thank you.